Hey there, besties. Welcome to Girly Pop Probs with K and L. We are your hosts, Kelly
and Laurel.
and we are so happy you're here.
Hello, happy Monday. We are so excited to be back on the mic.
On the mic is a queen, so listen to me sing. Please tell me you know what I'm talking
She
about.
knows me because that's exactly what I was hoping she was going to do. And this was not planned. I'm not even kidding you. I was literally like,
On the mic is a queen, so listen to me sing. He wants a number three.
onion ring.
Number three, super size onion ring. I really hope you know what we're talking about.
If you don't, look
Please
it up.
go look up Bon Kui Kui.
Correct. Okay, guys, do you like our matching sweaters?
Yes.
Aren't they cute?
Yes.
Kelly has like every single color in this
I
sweater.
do. I'm one of those people that when I buy something that I enjoy, I'll go back and buy it in every color.
No, honestly, same, because it's like, it's rare to find something we like.
Yeah.
And so if we find something we like, it's like, I want every single color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Normally I'll just wear black, but you know.
Laurel likes to steal my clothes every once in a while.
Yes. I was like, do you want to match?
Yeah. Do you remember like 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago when I wore that sweater? Outfit repeater.
Ooh, she got outfit repeater.
Yeah, but happy Monday. We hope you are having a great start to your week. We are just recovering from last week being so crazy. We had a nice girls' night on Monday night, which was so fun. We went window shopping, bought some stuff, which is not window shopping, but I like to call it window shopping because I still think it's window shopping because I look at a lot more stuff than I buy, you know?
Yeah, same.
But we went shopping and then we went to dinner, which was nice because Laurel needed a little break after being with her kids all weekend and the weekend before. So it was very fun.
It's a much needed break.
Yeah. And then Laurel went to a Chosen Women's Conference.
Yeah, at Seacoast. It was really good. I had this like feeling, what was that, like a month ago?
Yeah.
And I just like God kept telling me like, you need to go. And I was like, okay, I don't even have a ticket.
Tickets are sold out.
Tickets are sold out. Anyways, God made his way and I got a ticket and it was amazing. It was so good. I see why God wanted me to go. And yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I'm jealous. Laurel and I have gone together, twice? And we just need to buy tickets for next year.
We do.
We're like, while they're on sale now, like, let's
Yep.
just go ahead and buy tickets for next year. Because I always do this thing. I don't know if anyone else can relate. If you have like a job that like you have to take time off to go to things, I'm like, oh my gosh, I already took time off like this year. And like this just happened like for, we're finally going to visit our friends in like the Greenville area. And I've been like postponing going to visit, but life's just been crazy. But I'm like, we just went on a cruise. We're going to Nashville next month. Like, I really don't want to ask off for any more days. And then finally, I just did it. So
Yeah.
next year, we're going to Chosen.
Yes. We're just going to buy them early.
Yes.
If anyone is around the Charleston area or wants to come in, because a lot of people travel to go next year, it's amazing. And it's really, yeah, we have some really solid women speakers come and it's really cool.
Yeah. And you don't have to be a part of the same church. You can come from any church. And I love that. Like getting to know people that are around us, you know. So
It's really
I'm sad I missed it this year, but
Me too.
next year.
Yes.
But yeah. And then following that, we went to the good old honky tonk.
Yeah,
Laurel
because-
had a busy Friday.
Yes, y'all, because I forgot that Chosen was happening. I sounded like a New Yorker when I said that. I forgot.
Honey, have you been to New York? That's
No.
not what they sound like.
Sorry if that's offensive. No, I forgot that I had Chosen because, you know, again, crazy. And we had made plans with our friend Jenny. We were supposed to like go take pictures together and do all these things for our podcast. And then
And her business.
And her business.
We'll shout her out here in a second.
oh yeah, we'll give her a plug. And so anyways, I forgot and I was like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. But we're still going to honky tonk. We still went to honky tonk. And that's what I was telling them, like, I can just meet you guys there. or like meet you at Kelly's house because Kelly lives right there.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, there's just nothing like getting with your girls and dancing the night away. So.
In my cowboy boots.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're just practicing for Nashville because, listen, we think we know how to dance. We think we know how to line dance, but we're going to go to Nashville, which we've been before. But like last time when we went to Nashville, we didn't do any like line dancing or anything. So I'm very excited to like go to a country bar. I can't remember the name of the bar that I found that is like one of the best line dancing bars in Nashville. But anyway, we're going to go there. And I'm just like, I want to practice. I need to.
I know, me too.
Make sure I'm ready to go, you know?
Kelly's way better than I am, so.
It'll be so much fun. We should learn like a swing like combination before we go. But then I don't want anybody else to think I actually know what I'm doing.
Yeah, true.
Like, I don't want anybody else to ask me to dance with them because I'm going to be like, oh, I only know how to dance with her. I'm sorry.
Exactly. And that's what we say.
That's my wife. Thank you. Anyway, but yeah, it was such a good weekend. And yeah, now I think I'm on 7 days in a row. So I'm just like loving my life. But that's what you have to do when you want to take time off of work. You have to work a lot of days in a row. So
yeah, it's true. Hopefully this will be one of the first weeks Eva actually has a full week of school.
Yeah.
Because it's been one thing after the other with her. Let's, guys, like, can we say a quick prayer that none of my kids get sick soon? Because I need a break.
Amen.
Dear Heavenly Father, no one gets sick. Amen.
But anyway, like we were talking about, Jenny, our friend, has just taken on this new business. So if you're in it doesn't matter what area you're in, I guess. It's an online business. If you've never used any Monet products, they do like makeup, hair care, skin care. I don't even know, like body care. Like they do so much.
A lot.
And they're all clean products, correct?
Yep, and vegan,
cruelty-free products. So
I've been using the shampoo and conditioner and the oil, and I'm obsessed. I actually really like it. My hair feels so clean. And she came over and like washed my hair the other day. It feels even more clean when she did it, but
yeah, I'm sure. I mean, there's nothing like another person.
Yeah,
somebody else washing your
hair.
Oh,
it's the best.
It's amazing.
The best. So it was. Yeah. Anyways, I like the product so far, and obviously, I got it to support my girl. I've tried it before a handful of times, but I never used it like consistently. So I'm excited to see there's like thickening treatments for like postpartum, or even if you're just like losing hair for whatever reason. There's like so many things, and the oil can help with like eczema. It can be used before you put on your makeup. Like I used it before I put on my makeup this morning.
As like a primer. And then like you can also use it. It's like a hair treatment. There's like 110, right?
Yep.
110 ways that you can use this oil. It's called Rejuvenate.
Rejuvenate oil.
Yeah. So definitely if you are looking for some new body care, you should definitely send us a DM. We'll hook you up with Jenny because Jenny's amazing. And she is a work from home mama. She's doing all of this while she's taking care of her kid. And I just I praise her because I don't know how she does it.
Yeah, she's kicking butt.
Yeah. And she just started. She's doing great. So
she literally just started and she is killing it. So if y'all want to go support her, let us know and we'll help you.
I was gonna say, let me get her TikTok handle real quick. I think it's Jenny Hops, but I want to make sure.
Jenny L Hops, I think.
Oh, maybe. Oh no, it's different now. Okay. Her TikTok handle is Jenny LH94, and her page is Jenny Work from Home Stay at Home Mama. So like if you see her, she's got beautiful long blonde hair. So please go show our girl some love. She's a huge supporter of the podcast, and
she was like our first number one supporter.
Yeah. So the least we could do is give back to our girl, because I mean obviously she's also like our friend, so we support her anyway. But the least we could do is shout her out and support her here. Yeah. So yeah, Girly Pop Probs loves her.
Yep.
But anyway, so yeah, it's kind of fitting. Laurel just went to Chosen, and today our episode is about going through church hurt, or like being hurt by the church or in your faith, and how to restore that relationship or get the feeling back that you had, before, and how to heal that situation. So yeah, I'm very excited. And I think there's not a better time than to, like, as Laurel's been rebuilding her relationship, to talk about this. So
yeah. Thanks. Bear with me, cause I'm gonna just like share some thoughts and kind of just like what I've been processing and working through the last couple of years. I've kind of like touched on things somewhat, I think, in this podcast, but we have some new listeners, and I just want to be like fully transparent and talk about this because I have come to realize a lot of people go through the same thing. I've seen like TikToks about these things and just like meeting people that, talk about these things, and it's very normal and very real. And I just want to like have an open discussion with y'all about it because it is something people go through.
mm-hmm.
So, I was raised in a church, and went every Sunday and Wednesday night as I got older. Loved it. And I would say like I was a church kid. Like most of my friends were church kids. There was like Kelly and a handful of other people from like school that weren't my like church friends. And so I based my life almost around serving and going to like events, and I ended up going to college with like church college, essentially ministry college. My like dream job was to be a youth pastor and work in ministry, and I served in the youth ministry for years. I like led a small group of girls from, they were in like second grade until they were seniors in high school, and
That's crazy. Like looking back.
yeah, like I grew up with them. It's really cool. And it's really cool to see where they are today. Like a handful of them are married / getting married. I know. And it's just like, it's really cool to see where they're all at. They're all like done with college now. It's just crazy. One of them's pregnant. It's just insane.
It's crazy.
It's insane. And so, anyways, it's just, this is my life, and even on the weekdays, it wasn't just on the weekends, even on the weekdays, I was like in the office, I was helping, I was like working towards hopefully getting a job there. That was kind of my, what I wanted to do. I was in college, for it. And so while I was in college, I worked at the coffee shop as a barista that's in the church. And I liked working there. It was fun. And it was nice because I could like do my schoolwork when it was slow. And yeah. And so anyways, a lot of people say like when you're working in a church, if like if you have served or been in a church for a long time and you hear the words like get your foot in the door and like, like be patient, like God's timing. And so I was like, what? I'm going to get my foot in the door. I'm going to work for the cafe and just see where it goes. And then anyways, I was also a nanny. And so I kind of was going back and forth on what was more, making me more money, to be honest, lucrative. At the time. Yeah. And so I ended up going full time, like nannying, and then still was in ministry. And long story short, ended back up in the church working in the childcare department. I was like helping coordinate things with the employees. And anyways, I enjoyed what I was doing, but I got pregnant. COVID happened. It went from everything in the church was shut down. So we worked from home. Well, when you're like working in childcare, there's not a lot you can do to work from home because we didn't know when the church was going to open back up. We didn't know, how long we would be at home for. And so the church kind of like gave us other designated things to do. And I worked alongside like statistics and yeah, that kind of team, basically logistics and statistics teams essentially. And I enjoyed that also, but again, it wasn't where my heart was. And then I have Jax. And as you guys know, if you don't know, go back and listen to my birth trauma story. Had a very traumatic birth, and I could hardly even lift my own son for like months. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't go back to work. My bosses had changed, and I ended up basically I felt really pressured to go back from my new boss, and I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't physically even lift my own child, and I'm healing still. I can't even drive. Anyways. I end up leaving. I quit. And I'm still attending the church, right? But a few months prior to that, well, I guess it was right before COVID because we weren't pregnant yet. I had stopped serving. My girls had graduated high school. I didn't want to like restart a whole new group with, it's a long commitment, and it's a commitment because I had so many leaders that would come and go. And it's not fair to the girls. They need consistent leaders. And so anyways, I didn't want to commit to that. Was kind of hoping, once again, I had finished college at this point. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to work in the youth ministry, get paid for it. And just like, I felt like one thing led to another, and it just kept, like, jobs were going to other people, or they would say they were going to hire me and then it never happened, or like, I had a lot of false hope, essentially. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I felt like I was being used more than I felt like my heart was there. My heart wasn't there anymore. And I felt like I was just like doing the dirty work almost and not being able to, I don't know. So I left, and I talked to, the leaders at the time, and I just said, I'm going to take a step back. And, I was essentially told that if I'm taking a step back, that apparently my heart really isn't for the youth, and just hurtful things were said. And again, if you were raised in a church and you served or worked in a church, it can be hurtful when you've given 10 plus years of your life to serve and do everything for these team. And I did it because I truly felt like called to it, but that calling was coming from like, okay, I wanted this to become a job for me, because it's kind of hard to have a full-time job and then also do this almost full-time but not get paid. Mm-hmm. And so anyways, I felt really hurt, and that's when I kind of started to take a step back a little bit. And I guess years of bitterness started coming over me. Years of things that I didn't really talk through or talk to someone about because I was frustrated or bitter. And it all kind of like took over me, and I was like, I'm done with church. And now I understand what people mean by like church trauma. Like it's hurtful. It's so hurtful. And I've heard so many other people's stories with church trauma, and it's such a variety of things that can happen, and I know, like, to someone else this might seem like it's not a lot, but to me it was a lot because this was my entire life. And there's obviously more to the story, and I'm, I don't want to say things that are gonna hurt people, but I want to share my story and like have people also understand, like, this is real. And especially with bigger churches, it's easier for this to happen. And it almost seems like it seems like for people, ministry becomes a job and not a calling. And I wanted it to be my job, but it was a calling that I had. So I was super passionate about it. And I felt like once these hurtful things were said and other things were said, the passion felt like it got ripped from me. And it felt like I was pissed. Like I was just like, I'm good. Fine. So we don't go to church for a year or two. I still had a relationship with God. I hate when people are like, you don't go to church, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I still had a relationship with God. You know, I never wavered from that. But
Yeah, because he didn't hurt you.
yeah, exactly. He did not hurt me. People did. And that's not his fault. You know, they're his people, but he didn't mean for that to happen. And so we started, we looked at a few churches and I just felt like nothing was home. Again, I've been going to this church. I went 23 years of my life. And so it was like, this is hurtful. And I always felt like it was home. So anyways, we still kind of were in this like place of like looking, but not looking, going here and there. We attended one for a while, but just, we tried to stick it out and we just didn't feel,
When you go to a church, you feel it. Like you can feel it within those walls, and it feels like home. And going to another church, if it doesn't feel like that, then what are you doing?
Exactly. And so, and I still had friends at this other church also, and like that's the things, like I'd hear, what's going on. I'd hear like exciting stuff, and I'd almost have in my heart, I was like happy for the church and happy for the ministry, for like better things coming and progressing. But then I was also like sad because I'm like, I wish that I was there to witness that. I wish that I didn't miss out on these things that happened because of the hurt that I felt. So about 2 months ago, actually, I was driving in the car, listening to worship music, and I felt like God was just talking to me, came over me, and was like, you need to go to Chosen. And I'm like, okay, if that's what you're saying. Okay. So yeah, like I said, we worked it out. I was, thankful. I was excited to go. And this was again, like probably a month before Chosen. And, then I heard him saying like, no, like, but not only that, you need to go back to this church and you need to, you need to face your fears. Because I was fearful of walking back in that church, of what people would say, of how I'd feel. So I decided to tell my husband, like, we need to go this weekend. And he's like, okay. So we go. And the kids like adapted way better than like other churches we had gone to. So that felt really good and relieving. And then the first message we went to, we really needed to hear it. And it was really good. And I was like, okay, God, I see you. So we go back the next week and it's on forgiveness. And I needed to hear that in more ways than one. I needed to hear it between like friendships, things in my marriage that, where we were holding on to. But I really needed to hear it for the church. And I texted Kelly that day and I was just like, dude, like I see you, God. I see why I was supposed to come. And one thing that the pastor said was like, the only person you're hurting when you're holding on to bitterness is yourself. You're not hurting me. You're not hurting your friend that you're holding. Like, you're not hurting anyone but yourself when you're bitter. And I really needed to hear that because I was freaking bitter. And it felt weird walking in. And it felt weird attending and not serving and not going to my like usual stomping grounds. Like I walked in, got the kids in, and we sat down. And it felt fresh, like different. So I don't know. We're gonna keep going for now and just see where God leads us and see what's in store for us the next couple years in the next season. I don't know if, I don't know if I'll ever go back to wanting to work in ministry. I don't know, maybe once my kids are in school, like, real elementary school, middle school, like full-time school. I don't know, maybe that'll be different when they're older, and maybe God will place a calling on my heart. But I will say, like, I have felt more relief and healed from that aspect the last couple weeks more than I have in years, because I let go of the bitterness. I just said I'm giving it to God. Like, I'm done holding this trauma. I'm done holding frustration to everyone around me. Because even if someone didn't do anything to me, I was still annoyed. Because I'm just annoyed that they're associated. And I'm annoyed that, I let things really bother me. And so I just wanted to say, like, if you are dealing with that, like, it needs to be in your own time and in God's timing, because genuinely his timing is perfect. And yeah, I just felt like that's something I really wanted to share, because again, a lot of people go through religious trauma, and a lot of people go through worse trauma than that. And it's not God's fault. And people hurt people.
That's good.
And a lot of these people were hurt. And a lot of these people dealt with other things as well. And I've yet to talk to these people. Some of them are not there anymore. And at some point, maybe that will be a conversation I'd like to have, just for my inner healing. But right now, I'm going to just enjoy attending and enjoy getting back into a routine where I feel like there's healing coming,
Yeah. And I think a huge thing with healing is that you need to lean on your people in your circle. And knowing Laurel, like, this entire time as she's gone through this, it's been difficult, because watching, like she said, I mean, I haven't known her for her whole life, but like, as long as I've known Laurel, she had been a part of the church. I could see God working in her life daily. And it's hard to watch you go to school, like, for ministry, and then you're just not
in it at all.
Yeah, you're not in it at all anymore.
Yeah, because I'm like, did I just waste? I just, like, got myself in debt with student loans for something that, like, I'm not even gonna use.
Yeah. I think eventually you'll use something out of it.
I think I will too. I still have a major heart for youth, like middle school and high schoolers. Like, I have a calling and a passion for them, and I want them to, be advocated for. And I will see where God will take me with that one day.
Yeah, for sure. Coming from somebody who's never really been a part of a church like that, to that level, it's interesting to, like, watch somebody that, like you, that has gone through all of this, because I would have never thought that it would have come to this level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, like, 'cause I mean, I was raised in a church until my parents got divorced, because we all know how divorce goes when you're, or a part of a church. But I never really, like, dug in, like, joined a small group, or, served at the church or anything like that. And so it's just unfortunate that, because what we get out of church when we go, like, we see the big picture, but we don't see the hurt. And so, like, Tyler and I will be talking about it sometimes, and I, like, have to remind him that, like, it's more than just, the serving piece and all that. It's all the things that happen behind closed doors. And
and that's the thing, like, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes at any church, but especially big churches. And if you're just an attendee, you don't see that.
Yeah, like, I have to remind Tyler that all the time.
I was talking to my friend Macy a couple weeks ago, and like, I'm super inspired by her because she actually served alongside me with my group of girls, and she was an amazing leader. And then she went to college, and so she's a year older than me, so she left a little bit before they graduated, but she always stuck to it. And now they live in DC, and she's just like out there. She's been like running kind of the student ministry at this church they're going to there, and like
I didn't know
she's
that.
also in finances. Like she's literally, she has a big girl job and is serving her church and like going on trips with the youth ministry. And like I was just telling her, like, I'm inspired by her because I lost that passion. And she was telling me, like, I hope that you like find that again. And I hope that like she was like, you were always so good at that. And I was always amazed by how you connected with the students. And like, it made me happy to hear, because that is something that I like strived for, and that I always wanted to feel like connected. I wanted them to know they had someone that they could trust, and that, because I wanted that when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I had that with some people. And so, anyways, having that conversation with her just like opened my eyes back up a little bit to like, yeah, maybe it's not totally over, because that passion and that love for it is still there, but it's just not right now.
Yeah. And that's okay. I think when you have passions and dreams, that it's okay to not be pursuing them all the time. And I think that sometimes you need to take a step away and
Yeah, to heal.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like say too, like, forgiving isn't forgetting. So you can forgive. I forgive everything that's happened. Like I forgive the people that hurt me, even if they don't even realize that they hurt me, because I don't think they do. I think it's like just whatever. But I forgive them because that's what we are called to do. But that doesn't not mean I forget. Does that mean I might have a little bit more like walls up if I started to serve again and not let people walk all over me? Yeah, it does, because I know I have to put my foot down on things. But when I was young, and that's what I wanted to do, I was doing everything I could to get to that position. So yeah, healing and forgiveness and all these things, it's just like you have to allow yourself to, and it's going to take time. But don't let yourself be taken over by bitterness and anger, because I've witnessed that also with someone, and like now she's not in the church at all. Like I mean, like the Church of God, like she's doesn't believe in God anymore because of how the church hurt her. And
That's
that
crazy.
It sucks, and it's like, hopefully one day she'll find her way back. But it's one of those things. It's like, this is real. And it's really hard when you were raised in an environment like that, and then you were hurt.
For sure. Yeah. Well,
I was going to say also, like,
sorry, I didn't want to get you off.
No, you're good. I was going to say also, like, it's been really helpful the past couple of years to have an amazing community like Kelly. And like, I still have friends of, like I said, at the church that like I would reach out to and like hang out with, and just having people that are supportive and understand that journey and aren't judging you for that journey, and are like, yep, we're here when or if you want to come back. But this is life, and yeah. So anyways, if you have experienced church trauma, church hurt, you're not alone. Give yourself time to heal. Talk to somebody. I finally talked to like my therapist about it a couple months ago, and like all of these things, it's like you need to talk things out. Don't keep it bottled inside, because you will be angry like me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that a lot of people can relate to that message that you had for everybody. And you don't even have to be a woman, or I mean, I don't know if we have men listening to this, but woman or a man of God, like to understand where you're coming from. And so I think those that have not found God or just, are a part of the church, they can relate to that in a different way.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it can relate to a passion you have. Like, if you were super passionate about a sport and a coach, really hurt you and it completely threw you off the tracks for what you were going for. You wanted to go pro soccer, let's just say, and then that didn't happen because of one person or two people, So anyways, yeah, I agree. It doesn't have to be just this. It's applicable to so many things. So,
yeah. Well, I think that's all we have for you today.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we hope y'all have an amazing week. Let's start our week on the right foot, and we will talk to you next week.
Yep.
Thank you, besties, for joining us. Go check out our latest TikTok and comment what you want to hear us talk about next. See you again next time. Bye.